So I don't know if you can see that very good, but I just got off of watching Godzilla versus Kong. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And spoiler alert right here. Kong loses to Godzilla. Long and short of it. Which is kind of funny because the first round of them two fighting against each other, which was on the ships, which is pretty well stylized. That one first action scene between the two, main monsters. It was fun to look at, but at the same time, I cannot help but think that it's highly impractical. I think that every single one of those ships that they ended up fighting on, they probably would have ended up just sinking to the bottom of the ocean. I don't know, just in my opinion, anyways. But then again, I am not some expert of ships, but who knows. That first round, though, when they were fighting on the ships, though, they made it clear that Kong did lose against Godzilla. Then, as soon as round 2 began, which was in Hong Kong, supposedly, one of the characters supposedly claimed that, I guess, Kong wins this round. But then a few moments later, Godzilla just brushes off the strike that he took against King Kong's axe and ended up clawing at Kong's chest and just kind of stomped on him a bit. And yeah, Kong was out of it for a while. So yeah, I mean, I think the guy spoke too soon as far as Kong, supposedly winning against Godzilla at round 2. And there wasn't even a round 3. Right after that they had fought in round 2, they unleashed Mechagodzilla, which Mechagodzilla was pretty awesome. I'm not a big time viewer of the MonsterVerse movies. Godzilla, King Kong, all those monsters and whatnot. In fact, I'm pretty new to it, actually. I've hardly seen any of the older ones. I've seen Peter Jackson's King Kong, which was pretty boring for the most part, at least. And I saw a few older Godzillas, I guess, but the more kiddie-ish kinds, rather than the more mature ones that people seem to look up to more than anything else. And as far as the current iteration of the MonsterVerse goes, I didn't even see the first Godzilla. I saw Kong Skull Island, which I liked a lot, honestly. I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I kind of missed a few parts. I might have even fell asleep at a few points. And then this, Godzilla versus King Kong, it was pretty good. I was on the edge of my seat for a good portion of the movie. But yeah, what was I on about? When they got into fighting against Mechagodzilla, and after they were done taking him out and whatnot, Kong and Godzilla teaming up with each other to take out Mechagodzilla, it seemed like there was going to be another fight between the two of them. I mean, that they were both lining up against each other. Godzilla was all like, we might have teamed up and won against this robotic menace right here, but I'm still Apex God or Kong, so you better not challenge me. Stand down, or whatever. I mean, he looked like he still wanted to fight. Godzilla did, but Kong, seeing that it wasn't worthy enough, having just a little bit more humanity to him as compared to Godzilla, he threw his axe down and submitted. Godzilla ultimately is alpha of the world in the MonsterVerse. So yeah. Even though I was kind of rooting for Kong, mostly because I saw the entirety of Kong Skull Island, and I liked that, I probably would say that I honestly like that better than Godzilla King of the Monsters. Oh, excuse me. But, ultimately, oh, excuse me. But ultimately, yeah, I was rooting for Kong, and I was a little bit disappointed, but it wasn't too big a disappointment all the same. But yeah, I highly recommend this movie. I would probably give it a good old 7 out of 10, honestly. There wasn't a whole lot of characterization and character development going on here, but there were some likable enough characters going for it, particularly with the one radio host guy, Titans Truth podcast guy. I cannot remember what his name. I cannot remember the name of hardly any of the characters. The Titans Truth podcast guy, and then the two teams that he teams up with. They made a pretty fun trio to team up and find out Mechagodzilla. And then the other group of people, that being the mother and her deaf daughter or whatever. They weren't as fun to watch, but they served their purpose, might I put it that way. None of the characters were outright detestable, except for maybe the one gal with the big ass tits, which actually turns out to be a villain. But aside from maybe that, none of the characters were outright dislikable. Even the main villain's daughter or whatever, main villain's daughter, the one woman that was representing Apex with the big boobs, even she wasn't that unlikable. But yeah, the human characters serve their purpose, and I think the biggest reason as to why that I'm ranking this movie so high is because there was such high octane action going on it. I was like on the edge of my seat with all the different camera angles and different jibs and jabs and whatnot that in sharp turns that the camera was doing, but it wasn't shaky. There was no shaky cam or anything like that. But it was like very fast paced without being like too over the top or too try hard in the same way that Michael Bay's Transformers, for example, would be. And yeah, just a very good kick butt monster carnage type movie. I mean, what else can you say about it? It was very fun, and also all the sceneries when they got to the Hollow Earth. Apparently. There's like an Earth inside the Earth. There's a entire world inside the Earth. Instead of there being like a magma core, it was an entirely new environment. It was pretty cool. The Hollow Earth, that you had like two floors. Like in the very middle part of the Hollow Earth, there was like a gravitational field that you could like go through, and you would like just sort of go to the other side of the Hollow Earth or whatever. It's hard for me to explain right now, but that was pretty cool. All the scenery of that, and even some of the sceneries inside the facility were very sleekly designed. I mean, for some what would be on paper some very boring science facilities, they made them very interesting to look at, as well as the Hollow Earth sceneries. But what can I say? I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about the movie as far as substance goes, but it's very good popcorn eating action flick. Godzilla vs. Kong is. And there's also a whole lot of mystery surrounding this movie. Like going towards the center of the Earth, and when that Kong comes to find the axe and gets on his throne, it looked like that there was some big steel spire right there, like if aliens had visited Earth like millions or even billions of years before the present day of the MonsterVerse Earth. Which makes you wonder, what idea are they going for? I guess we'll see in future MonsterVerse movies, but yeah, Godzilla vs. Kong, 7 out of 10, highly recommend it. It is some pretty damn good fun. But yeah, it's Zach, and y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.